under the Nigerian Constitution in relation to the presidential election. First, as the Chief Electoral Commissioner of the Federation, I will announce the national collation of results. What we heard from the 37 collation officers that operated at the level of states and the FCT are collation of election results from the states and the FCT. Now we have to collate this result nationally, and I'm happy to say that it is my privilege to serve the nation in that capacity. Secondly, as the returning officer for the presidential election, I will make a declaration of return of a winner of the election held on Saturday, the 23rd of February, 2019. These are my two roles this morning. Consequently, I will now announce the votes scored by each of the 73 political parties that fielded candidates in the election. And I'm going to start as follows. Total number of registered voters as collated, and I've explained this, as collated is 82,344,107. Number of accredited voters is 29,364,209. The votes scored by each of the 73 political parties that sponsored candidates for the election are as follows. A party, 19,209. A party, 19,209. AA, 14,380. 14,380. AAC, 33,953. 33,953. AAP, 8,902. AAP, 8,902. ABP, 4,523. ABP, 4,523. ACD, 11,325. 11,325. ACPN, 7,223. 7,223. ADC, 97,874. 97,874. ADP, 54,930. ADP, 54,930. AGA, 4,689. AGA, 4,689. AGAP, 3,071. AGAP, 3,071. ANDP, 3,104. 3,104. ANN, 16,779. ANN, 16,779. 779. ANP 3,586. 3,586. ANRP 4,340. 4,340. APA 36,866. 36,866. APC 15,191,847. 15,191,847. APDA 26,558. 26,558. APGA 66,851. APGA 66,851. APM 26,039. 26,039. APP 3,585. 3,585. ASD 2,146. ASD 2,146. AUN 1,092. 1,092. BNPP 1,649. 1,649. CAP 1,111. 1,111. CC 2,391. CC 2,391. CNP 1,874. 1,874. DA 2,769. 2,769. DPC 5,242. 5,242. DPP 14,483. 14,483. Fresh 4,554. 4,554. FJP 4,174. 4,174. GDPN 41,852. 41,852. GPN 4,924. 4,924. HDP 1,663. 1,663. ID 1,845. 1,845. JMPP 1,853. 1,853. KP 1,911. 1,911. LM 1,438. 1,438. LP 5,074. LP 5,074. MAJA 2,651. 2,651. MMN 14,540. 14,540. MPN 2,752. 2,752. NAC 2,279. NAC 2,279. NCMP 1,378. 1,378. NCP 3,799. 3,799. NDCP 1,192. NDCP 1,192. NDLP 1,588. 1,588. NEPP 1,524. 1,524. NFD 4,096. 4,096. NIP 2,248. 2,248. NNPP 6,111. 6,111. NPC 10,081. 10,081. NRM 6,229. 6,229. NUP 5,323. NUP 5,323. PCP 110,196. 110,196. PDP 11,262,978. 11,262,978. PPA 21,822. 21,822. PPC 8,979. 8,979. PPN 4,622. 4,622. PT 2,613. 2,613. RAP 2,972. 2,972. RBNP 1,792. 1,792. RP 2,388. 2,388. SDP 34,746. SDP 34,746. SNC 28,680. 28,680. SNP 3,941. 3,941. UDP 3,170. 3,170. UP 1,561. 1,561. UPN 1,631. 1,631. WTPN 732. 732. YES 2,394. 2,394. YPP 21,886. 21,886. Total number of valid votes 27,324,583. Total number of rejected votes 1,289,607. Total number of votes cast 28,614,190. I will now fulfill the final part of my role in making the national declaration by moving to the table in front of me to sign the instrument Form EC8DA, which I'll stamp publicly and invite party agents who wish to endorse the form to come forward and do so. Thank you.
There you have the officially announced figure from the National Collation Center showing on your screen: 15,191,847 votes to the incumbent president and 11,262,978 votes for the PDP. Indeed, you see some stamping and signing taking place at the National Collation Center as we speak, as we await the Chairman INEC to make the official declaration of the winner. We've witnessed him having the National Collation done, going through all the 73 parties that participated in the presidential election and giving us the official figure as collated. There were issues earlier as regards the figures of accredited voters in relation to the votes cast, and according to the Chairman INEC, preliminary investigation has shown that this disparity cumulatively is less than 2% and that it's not substantial. According to him, the credibility of this election is not affected by all those processes. There were issues also raised as regards widespread incidents of ballot box snatching, which according to him might be responsible for the disparity between the figure of accredited voters and the actual voter cast. Well, it's also interested to see the figure that has been released by INEC.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now perform the second part of my role as the returning officer for the 2019 presidential elections. This is the declaration of result of election to the office of President. I, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, hereby certify that I was the returning officer for the presidential election held on the 23rd day of February 2019, that the election was contested, that the candidates received the following votes. Oshitelu Isaac Babatunde of A Party received 19,209 votes. Abdul Rashid Hassan Baba of the AA Party received 14,380 votes. Omoyele Showore of the AAC scored 33,953 votes. Mike Ukegbu of the AAP scored 8,902 votes. Shipi Moses Godia of the ABP scored 4,523 votes. Nwokiafo Ikechukwu Ndubuisi of the ACD scored 11,325 votes. Ezekwesili Obiageli Catherine of the ACPN scored 7,223 votes. Mailafia Obadia of the ADC scored 97,874 votes. Yabagi Sani Yusuf of the ADP scored 54,930 votes. Nwachukwu Chuks Nwabuiku of AGA Party scored 4,689 votes. Chief Umenwa Godwin of the AGAP scored 3,071 votes. Obaje Yusuf Ame of ANDP scored 3,104 votes. Duro Toye Adetokumbo Olufela of the ANN scored 16,779 votes. Shitu Moshood Ashwaju of the ANP scored 3,586 votes. Fashua Tope Kolade of the ANRP scored 4,340 votes. Ibrahim Aliu Hassan of the APA scored 36,866 votes. Buhari Muhammadu of the APC scored 15,191,847 votes. Shitu Mohammed Kabir of APDA scored 26,558 votes. Bo John Wilson of APGA scored 66,851 votes. Yusuf Mamman Dantale of the APM scored 26,039 votes. Obinna Uchechukwu Ikiagwonu of the APP scored 3,585 votes. Dara John of the ASD scored 2,146 votes. Angela Johnson of the AUN scored 1,092 votes. David Esosa Izeiyamu of the BNPP scored 1,649 votes. Abba Lewis Elaigu of the CAP scored 1,111 votes. Ojinika Jeff Chizie of the CC scored 2,391 votes. Etim Emmanuel Ishe of the CNP scored 1,874. Ukonga Frank of the DA scored 2,769. Awoshola Williams Olushola of the DPC scored 5,242 votes. Osakwe Felix Johnson of the DPP scored 14,483 votes. Okoti Christopher of Fresh scored 4,554 votes. Reverend Dr. Onwubua, 4,174 votes. Akimen Davidson Isibo of the GDPN scored 41,854 votes. Eke Samuel Chukuma of the GPN scored 4,924 votes. Albert Ouru Ambrose of the HDP scored 1,663 votes. Madu Namdi Edozie of the ID scored 1,845 votes. Chuku Eguzolugo Sunday Chikendu of the JMPP scored 1,855 votes. Fagbenro Byron Samuel Additional of the KP scored 1,911 votes. Chris David of the LM scored 1,438 votes. Mohammed Usman Zaki of the LP scored 5,074 votes. Adesanya Davis Masi Olafumilayo of the MAJA party scored 2,651 votes. Bashai Isa Dansariki of the MMN scored 14,540 votes. Santuraki Hamisu of the MPN scored 2,752 votes. Rabia Yasser Hassan Chengiz of the NAC scored 2,279 votes. Ademola Babatunde Abidemi of the NCMP scored 1,378 votes. Salisu Hassan Tanko, Salisu Yunusa Tanko of the NCP scored 3,799 votes. Edosomwan Johnson of the NDCP scored 1,192 votes. Aqua Robinson of the NDLP scored 1,588 votes. Ishaka Paul Ofe Mile of the NEPP scored 1,524 votes. Dr. Asuko Mendi Achibong of the NFD scored 4,096 votes. Atwejide Eunice Uche Julian of the NIP scored 2,200